Computer, raise your hand. Oh, come on.
Oh, a computer.
A computer, there you go. Likely you have software this guy designed on your computer right now. Doesn't matter if you're a PC or a Mac. And he's actually been on the stage before, because in his spare time, when there's a blue moon, he does stand-up comedy. He's got a problem with monkeys. And Howard's going to explain that. They give you Howard? He's coming.
Adjust for the short Jewish guy. All right, how are you guys doing? Give it up for Rick. Everybody sing tonight? Awesome. I'm going to talk about our problem with monkeys. Maestro, begin. All right, when I was little, I used to ask amazing questions when I was like 6, 7, 8 years old. I used to ask things like, why are we here? Where does the universe end? If it ends, what's on the other side? Why is my sister so annoying? I used to ask all the big questions, and I was completely comfortable with those mysteries. And then I got older and got involved with life, and basically my priorities changed from mysterious to the mundane to deciding how to be successful, getting things done, starting a family. And my days were basically written by some strange set of objectives that I was handed and I didn't quite know why. And speaking of agendas, it was being rewritten on a daily basis by other forces. There were other forces at work. And I really didn't know what they were. I mean, I would set out to do one thing, another thing would happen. You know what I'm saying? You know how that goes. And then I discovered evolutionary psychology. And that helped explain a bunch of things. Because evolutionary psychology basically says that all of our psychology is dictated by evolutionary forces that you can understand. And I thought if I could understand my motivations and the motivations of other people, it would be completely amazing. It may be terrible. And it's actually turned out to be both. And here's kind of how it works. The mind is massively modular. There are lots of little components in there that get things done. And they're all kind of independent, and each one is there for a good evolutionary reason to make our genes go on. And sometimes they don't talk to each other, so you can have motivations and do things that you're not aware of, like breathe and a whole bunch of things. And so basically in this worldview, we are just these robots, these selfish replicating robots, and our job is to out-replicate other people to survive. And at a subconscious level, we're always trying to do things that maximize that. All of our motivations are like that. And let's give an example in the case of replication. In the picture on the left, that is really fucking sexy to a monkey. The picture on the right was really sexy to me, and I make about 10,000 calculations over the surface of that girl's body to decide she is a fit mate. You didn't know this was going to turn into Pecha Kucha night, did you? Anyway. But that's monkey porn there. For women, this is a little different. Most of the time, women want to be with the guy in the middle. But once a month, when they're ovulating, they want to go out and have sex with the guy on the right. And then later, the guy on the left, they go shopping with him and talk about the other two guys. So that's how it works for women, I think. My understanding, anyway. The problem with this kind of thinking is that it starts to mess with your understanding of reality, because now everything you do is suspect. It's like if you take a word and you start saying it over and over again, like banana, 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 pretty soon it's not a banana anymore, it's a bunch of nonsense syllables, and pretty much everything that I thought was human started to fall one at a time. Like morality. Monkeys have morality, it turns out. And if they have a moral code, then what does it say about my own conscience? If you're listening to the voice inside your head, maybe that voice inside your head is really a selfish evolutionary voice. So morality is suspect. Now, language is... so this is an appearance by Coco the gorilla. You can't have a monkey presentation without the Paris Hilton of monkeys here. But anyway, basically she speaks American Sign Language and I don't. So that's pretty impressive. On the other hand, when I'm very drunk or wasted, my sentence structure is a lot like hers too, so it's a little bit like that. Emotions are clearly, that is the way that nature guides us. You ever wonder how those forces work? It's positive emotions make us do things, negative emotions make us stop things. When this little kitty, who's her pet, died, she actually signed, sleep cat, cry, sad, frown. So that was actually an important scientific moment when they realized that monkeys could mourn. Laughter, it turns out, is also evolutionary explainable. It's a way of disarming the people you're with, to say we're not fighting. We don't have to hurt each other. We can all survive here. Question is, if a monkey slips on a banana peel, does he laugh? And more importantly, does he get the irony? You know what I'm saying? I don't think so. Anyway, so what explains why that is roughly the right size there? Why is our brain so much more massive than a monkey's when it's not necessary? And the answer appears to be that women select men who can woo them with music, art, and poetry. Believe it or not, that literally they're saying that the brain is a sexual ornament, like peacock feathers. And you know when we are wooing, we are focused. You ever seen a guy when he's wooing? If he's never written a poem in his life, he'll write one. You know what I'm saying? He won't stop till he gets the job done. That's what we do. We're on the hunt. It's it's a completely different mindset. A guy goes into a completely different mindset. And then once we connect, love and sex, that's the big show for evolution. You know what I'm saying? The fireworks, the medicine cabinet in your head opens, you can take anything you want. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy what goes on. But of course, if there's all these chemicals and emotions and things behind it, what does that say about love? And family is an interesting thing too, because a whole other set of emotions comes up after that. So when my children were born, that was the first time I thought I could actually throw myself in front of a car to save the life of another person. And I thought that was really selfless, but evolutionary psychology has a different idea. They actually say it's selfish. I'm actually preserving my genes. So they completely undid that one for me. The problem with this whole way of thinking is that it reduces everything to nonsense. Is that basically I'm a meat robot, and you guys are all meat robots, and we're just going around trying to make more meat robots. And that's no fun. That's not a world you want to live in. So it's pretty much made me kind of miserable thinking this way. And then the other day, I was sitting down to have a snack with my daughter, and she was putting little pieces of cheese on a chip, and she was putting them in my mouth and telling me it was her secret recipe. And while I'm eating one of them, she kisses me on the cheek and she says, "I love you, Daddy." And just the feeling out of nowhere came from every direction in my body, just feeling awesome, just feeling great. I don't even know what it was. And for a moment, for a second, I was going to ask, what does that... And I just stopped. And I just appreciated the mystery of it and enjoyed it. Thank you.
Okay, so...
Perform light.
That was excellent. I didn't know you had that much depth.